What up, guys? I'm going to be doing a real quick review on the film Desierto by Jonas Cuarón, the son of Alfonso Cuarón, the Oscar-winning director. It was produced also by his uncle, Carlos Cuarón. So it's a family of filmmakers here. I've been a big-time Alfonso and Carlos Cuarón fan. Um, Carlos Cuarón has one of my favorite films, Rudo y Cursi. It's one of my brothers and mine's favorite films. And honestly, I was expecting, after Gravity, I kind of wanted to see because he kind of co-wrote it with his dad, and I wanted to see what this, what the younger Jonas Cuarón was gonna do. And honestly, I was really impressed. He keeps a lot of the same concepts his dad does. His frame is usually like pretty big, and the cinematography is always beautiful, and the landscape's huge. And he uses sound really well, just like his dad. Like he uses sound very sparingly. Like you feel there's a lot of quietness, and like you hear only what he wants you to hear. There's only like either crickets or like little just air floating, or like just little desert patches, like and like, or you whistling of a snake, and all that helps to build tension. And I felt like this whole movie is just, it's like this one big just tension filled movie. And you gotta give it up to him. He knows how to direct tension and like have a real good pacing for a thriller, which ultimately that's what it comes down to. There's not many recognizable names. There's not that many actors. There's Gael Garcia Bernal and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and like the story just takes place of these migrant workers trying to cross to to America illegally, and on their way there, they start getting hunted by, it doesn't say, but by a Minuteman, by Dean Morgan. And he has no rhyme or reason. I don't think he says that many words till like the third act. Besides like blatant racism and stuff. But like even that is not really, there's no ever like racial epithet screamed at. There's no like, it's all in his head, and the way he like just mercilessly kills them, and how he's just enraged and has like no, he's just out there in the desert with him and his dog. And it's almost like he's a slasher, it's like a slasher film where he has no like real rhyme or motive besides being a racist, or whatever you might call it. He's just out there, and like he's focused, and that's what sets up the thriller so good, because it's just this guy with no real rhyme or reason just hunting down innocent people, really. And they don't see it coming. They're like, they've been on a long journey, and their journey's just beginning, and as they're walking and they're tired and stuff, they just start getting mowed down. And the tension that builds is really good. Where the movie falls apart is the third act, because you've had this guy like Terminator, like the No Country for Old Men, with the main villain, who just won't stop. He just keeps coming for you whatever you do. Like he just seems to get one ahead of you, and he basically gets beaten by just like some almost Looney Tunes wrap around a rock. And he gets tackled and his foot breaks, and which is plausible, but you just feel like this guy has gone above and beyond to just kill these people, so he has it to the last few, to the last two, really. His dog's being killed, which might have left him open, and and it's weird that he has more compassion for a dog than he does for human life. I noticed that, but yeah, he basically hasn't stopped and has just come at them with the tenacity of a Terminator, just mowing them, like killing one by one by one, and then to just be tricked, like almost to be taken up a mountain, and as he's coming around the corner, it's almost like Looney Tunes or cartoonish how the guy just keeps going around a rock and then just gets one up on him, you know? And then he breaks his leg, and this guy who's been like a real silent type, a real like hard ass, just becomes like this bumbling, crying, begging for his life, and you're just like, wow, I figured he'd go out differently, you know, screaming and crying and telling him, you know, this is my country. No, he just becomes a scared dude, you know, because I don't want to use other words. But yeah, he just becomes like the scared guy asking for his life, you know? So you're like, wow, it's like this dude's been so like a hard ass, and I don't know where he just, you know. So I felt like that week in the movie, I was hoping, unless that's a statement that I didn't get, you know. But you know what? I was like, I don't know if this is his first film or not, but I know he did like a section of Gravity or like another part, like in the features of it. But coming out, I mean, it's a great first film. He showed that he has a lot to prove, but he also shows that he's pretty masterful with camera placement, shots, the way he does sound, the way he tells a story. I mean, obviously, there's minimal actors like in big settings and like story crossing and stuff like that. It's pretty a linear movie, and I think that's what helped it just become like one big slasher film, and with undertones of like, you know, a political statement, I would say, because I mean, immigration and the talk of immigration, illegal immigration to this country, it's actually really thrilling. Like, and it's really suspenseful. And there's parts where like snakes popped out, where I was like, oh shit. So what works, and I'm looking forward to more films by Jonas, by the Cuarón family, Ennio. So if you like, please subscribe and